Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most beneficent. Dear students, welcome to you all in the virtual learning system, Pakistan International School, Taif. Dear students, we are going to continue chapter number 3. This is grade 12. Subject is Pakistan culture in lieu of Urdu. Chapter number 3, architecture and historical monument. We will study today subtopic the Lahore Fort. This is lecture number 11. I am Muhammad Yunus. Dear students, the Lahore Fort is a very old building located in Lahore. You can see on the picture a beautiful look, and this is the main gate of Lahore, and it is the example of good architecture. Dear students, architecture is the symbol of the Muslims. In the old days, buildings were constructed with the specific designs, plannings, and the art of construction of the buildings. We will discuss now about the Lahore Fort. Lahore has a long history of close association with the Muslims. It first became prominent in the reign of Ghaznavid Sultan Mahmud. He was also a great ruler, and his ruling period is 999 to 1030, who in 413 Hijri, according to AD 1022, is said to have built a new fortified town, Mahmudpur, near the old city. Shortly afterwards, he added two mosques, the earliest mosque of Lahore, which became famous as Masjid-e-Khisht, and the Mosque of Lahore, and the other is Adina Masjid, that is located in India. Toward the end of Ghaznavid rule, Mahmudpur contains numerous places and service buildings. Dear students, it was here in Qasr al-Humayuni, that is known as the Royal Palace, that coronation ceremony of Qutbuddin Aibak took place after the assassination of Muizzuddin Muhammad bin Sam in 602 Hijri, according to 1205 AD. In 639 Hijri, And according to AD 1241, Lahore was plundered by the Mughals, but it was rebuilt in 666 Hijri by Ghiyasuddin Balbal. Dear students, early in the Mughal rule, Lahore still contained palaces of Sikandar Lodi. The palaces, after some modification, were used by Babur during his stay in Lahore. Babur was a Mughal emperor, and he, you can say, he was the first ruler of Mughal dynasty. Dear students, it was during the time of Akbar the Great that mud fort was replaced by a new one of burnt bricks. Masonry in about AD 1566. And with the passage of time, every ruler make the modification in this old building. The high western defensive wall, which still stands quite intact originally, formed a parallelogram measuring 365 by 320 meters. It means the shape of this was like a rectangle. The rectangular area thus obtained was divided longitudinally into two approximately equal halves towards north and towards south. That toward the south being reserved for official and services buildings, while the royal palaces were grouped at their back. And this area was divided into two parts. One area toward the south that were reserved for the offices, and the other area toward the north that was the royal palaces. Between these two divisions, there was an alignment of buildings, acting as a kind of barrier screen separating the public from the private portion of the whole scheme. It means one portion of this area was reserved for the public services and the other was for the private people. Later on, the successors of Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan, and Aurangzeb, made numerous additions in the main buildings area, which added richness and color to the original plan. Dear students, the extant building of the time of Akbar and Jahangir in the Lahore fort are built of red sandstone and show preference for beams and brackets which are decorated with the figure of lion, elephant, and peacocks. These buildings of red stone stand in marked contrast to the marble structures dating from the time of Shah Jahan and Aurangzeb. So it means this building was, you can say, decorated with the different types of the marble and good sign of the architectures. Shah Jahan's overfondness of the buildings led to the creation of numerous monuments, some of which can still be seen in Lahore and Thatta. Thatta is also a city which is located in province Sindh. In the Lahore fort, he added the Coleman Hall of, and inside the fort he constructed many other parts of the built Lahore fort in the form of different buildings like the Wanyam, that was the hall for the public meeting. Number two, the Shish Mahal, that was the royal palace, which was, you can say, decorated with the mirrors. Number three, Naulakha. This is also a specific building for the royal family. The Khalwat Khana, this is also, you can say, a beautiful building inside the Lahore fort. The Moti Masjid or the Pearl Mosque, which is decorated with the pearls. Next, the Hammam Shahi. This is also a building which was constructed inside the Lahore fort. And the Diwan Khas, that was also a big hall for the special meetings with their own members. Dear students, you can see the picture of Pearl Mosque, which is inside the Lahore fort. On that time, it was a good example of Muslim architecture. Here you can see the other buildings like Shish Mahal. It was decorated with the, you can say, the mirror work, and this was for the royal family. The other, that is also the Nolakha. Now in Urdu we can say the 9 lakh, that is the amount. It was constructed 9 lakh rupees. So it was called Nolakha, and it was also, you can say, a special building for the royal family. Dear students, this is the building of Diwani Khas, where it is also constructed inside the Lahore fort, and it was, you can say, specified for the royal family for the meeting or the other members. Diwani Am, this was the, you can say, a public place meeting for the people. So these were the specific, you can say, buildings which were constructed inside the Lahore fort. Dear students, the Shah Burj, which served as the harem portion of the fort, was built in AD 1631. This was also a portion of the building, the Lahore fort, because of the elaborate use of convex mirror and its beautiful gift work. It is also called Sheesh Mahal. And the other name of the Sheesh Mahal, the Palace of the Mirror, or the Shah Burj. In front of this palace is an open court with the fountain playing in the middle. On the south side, it is connected with an abshar, waterfall, cascade through a channel. Dear students, adjacent to this court is Nolakha, a dandy little marble summer pavilion renowned for its extremely minute and delicate Pitradura work. Pitradura is also a type of the marble that is very hard, wrought in semi precious stones such as agate, jade, lapis, and lazuli. All these are the different types of the marbles which were very precious. It has the Bengali type of curvilinear roof. Nolakha was built in 1041 Hijra according to 1631 AD at a cost of rupees 9 lakh. Hence, its name is Nolakha. Dear students, now we will discuss about the Shalimar Garden. It is an other important building located in Lahore, which was constructed and repaired in the different time of the period. You can see the inner scene of this garden. It is looking very beautiful. Nowadays, also people are going for their recreation in Lahore. Dear students, Shalimar Garden, the idea of building garden enclosures was certainly not new in the time of the Mughals. Nearly 2 centuries earlier, Firoz Shah Tughlaq is said to have restored thirsty gardens of the time of Alauddin Khilji. These are the different, you can say, the family who ruled the area. Mughal dynasty like Khilji, and there are many others, and found 1200s of his own in the vicinity of Delhi. But the elaboration of the idea into finished concept has something of the character of the nature loving Mughal because they were fond of the gardens and also these recreational resorts make the environment clean. Dear student, Shah Jahan was the most important, you can say, the king or the emperor of the Mughal dynasty, and he was also fond of the gardens. He ordered the construction of Shalimar Garden on the 3rd Rabiul Awwal, 1051 Hijri, according to 1691. There are other two Shalimar Garden, one at Srinagar, built in AD 1618. Srinagar is located occupied at Jammu Kashmir, and the other at Delhi, built in AD 1650. But the Lahore example is probably the best of the cities, and we can say there are three Shalimar Garden, one in Jammu Kashmir, second in Delhi, and the third one is in Lahore. It was completed in 17 months and 14 days at a cost of rupees 6 lakh under the superintendence of Khalilullah Khan. Dear students, the garden encloses the rectangular area measuring 611.42 by 126.38 meters within a high enclosure wall and consists of three receding terraces bedecked with the numerous pavilion and the other beautiful structures. So it is constructed in the different way and the different type of the architecture so that the people can move from one place to the other place very comfortably. The uppermost terrace of the garden is called Farabaksh. It means player giving, and where you can get a player. And the middle and lower terrace are known as Faizbaksh. It means the bountiful. The garden was irrigated by means of canal brought by Ali Mardan Khan and Mullah Alauddin Tusi from Raipur, present Madhupur. This is the area. This is the city which is located now in India at a distance of about 160 kilometers from Lahore. Dear students, Shalimar Garden was laid out as a royal palace resort, but it also originally served as a place of residence for the emperors during their visit to Lahore. And whenever the king comes in the hall, they stay there. Therefore, a number of pavilions and summer houses were added to the original plan with the view to providing accommodation. Shah Jahan built an aramgah, it means the rest house, on the south side of topmost terrace. In the British period, it was converted into the present main entrance. Dear students, nowadays people are also coming for visit there. The building on the east of the same terrace is called Nakahana. The middle terrace contains a royal bath, four and six cornered towards, surmounted by domes. And the building is, you can say, have the domes. The third terrace contains only one pavilion. In the center of the garden flows the main canal with the three big tanks, about 414 fountains, and a beautiful marble cascade. Cascade also means the waterfall. Pavilion, that is the, you can say, the building, seating, meeting point, or the, you can say, the shelter. So it has the different pavilions. The student Shalamar suffered heavily during the troublous days of Ahmad Shah Durrani as the Sikh robbed it of almost all its decorative works in marbles, red sandstone, and Pitradura for reusing the same in their own buildings. So it was, you can say, robbed. All these things. It was during this time that an agate pavilion was removed. Agate, it means also a very precious, very costly from the garden and sold for 20,000 rupees to the stone polishers in the city. But nowadays, the repairs is done, but not on that time which was looking very beautiful. Dear students, today this is the end of the lecture. Here is the homework. You will write the short question and answer. Question number one, enlist the five names of the Mughal kings. Question number two, write about the Sheesh Mahal in Lahore Fort. Question number three, write a short note on Shalimar Garden, Lahore. Question number four, name any five construction in the Lahore Fort. Question number five, what is meant by Pitradura work? Dear students, good luck. Thank you for watching this video. Good luck in your exams.